All right, time for some mobility. We are going to focus on our hips and our spine today, with some arm stuff too. So let's do it. My body is nice and tight, so this will be really good. All right, so we're going to take our arms forward in some big circles. And you can have your, just nice big circles. And one more, and then let's go the other direction. And my arms are burning. Okay, so now take one foot forward, the other foot back. So we're stretching out the calf of that back leg. Then we're gonna do some more arm circles. The hand that's on the side of the foot that's forward, take it up with your thumb up, and then turn it back so that the thumb is up and then back. So keep your thumb up the entire time. And let's do two more. And then switch directions. So thumb is up on the way up, and then thumb is up on the way down. You're turning your hand. And one more. And then let's switch our forward foot. Press back so you feel a nice stretch in that calf. And then thumb up. And then we'll switch directions. Thumb up on the way up. So you're just turning that hand. All right, and then bring your hands, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, hands out, and we pull back, squeezing our shoulder blades together, and then release. So nice big squeeze. 9, and we're doing one more, 10, whew. And then let's take our hands up, stretch back, and then fall forward. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling down. Let your head relax. Then inhale again, halfway up. Exhale down. Take your hands over to one side. So my right hand is on the outside of my right leg. My left hand is hanging on to my right hand. And then lean towards the left, so the opposite side, straightening the leg with your hands on it. And then come back to the center. Take your hands over to the other side. Hanging out here just in your straight leg position, and then bend the other knee. Coming back to the center, slowly roll to standing. So we're going to do the same thing we did earlier with our arms. So imagining we're pulling, but now we're going to pull at an angle. So squeezing your shoulder blades together, but at an angle. Three, two, and one. And switching sides. You can get a little dance fever on here. 3, 2, and 1. All right, and then arms come up again. Do a little back extension, so falling backward. And then coming forward and reach from side. And then over to the other side. Nice. And then fall forward. Let your arms and your hands and your head hang here. And then inhale halfway up. And exhale down. From here, lower yourself down into a low squat. And we'll shift weight from side to side. And then set your hands down on the ground, come to the center and lift up, stretching the backs of your legs. Come back down. Again, shifting from side to side. And hands come down, reaching up. Stretching out the hamstrings. I can finally touch the ground. Oh, unusual. All right, and then come back down. Some of us are more flexible than others. Rock from side to side. 3, 2, and 1. And then hands come down. Stretch up. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then slowly roll yourself up to standing. We're going to take our hands overhead, and then we're going to take a squat. So sitting back in your squat. And we'll do 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then come down into a down dog. So your butt is up. Bring your feet about hip width apart. Press back into your heels. Then drop one heel and raise the other so that you're stretching out one calf. Switch. And then drop both feet and come into a plank position. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, press back to down dog. Drop one heel. And then drop the other. Press both heels back. Come forward to plank. Do that one more time. Press back to down dog. Drop one heel. Drop the other. Drop both. Forward to plank. And from plank, we're going to bring one foot forward into a nice long runner's lunge and circles. So big circle in one direction a few times and then switch directions. Okay, and then step back. We come back to our down dog. Press that butt up towards the ceiling. Then drop one heel. Drop the other. Drop both. Come forward to plank. And so on this plank, I want you to think about First, from here, arching your back up towards the sky like you're in a cat-cow position, and then imagining your spine, like pulling yourself back. So it's sort of as if there's a string around your waist and it pulls you up towards the down dog position. Then from down dog, we drop one heel and then the other, and then both. And now curl your back forward one vertebrae at a time so that you're sort of like a wave coming forward into that plank. And then we arch back, being lifted up by our waist to our down dog. Drop one heel. So we're engaging our core a lot more in these. Drop the other one down, drop both, then arch that back up to the sky. Some people call this articulating one vertebrae at a time. Arch that back up, back towards the sky, press back to down dog. This is the last one. Drop one heel, and then the other, then both. Then arch that back up to the sky, articulating your spine into your plank, and then bring the other foot forward. And we're going to take circles on this side. So about 8. And then switch directions. Whew. All right, step back to plank. Walk your hands in towards your mat, your feet. Stand back up. We're going to do our overhead squats again. So hands come up. We sit back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then drop the arms. Now we get to come down onto our backs and hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side. A little massage before we go for our hollow body rocks or roll like a ball. So here you're going to bring your feet up and your hands here. So this is a starting position. You can stay here if you want, and you can just roll from here. If this feels like you want more of a challenge, you can bring your hands up overhead and roll like this. Or if you really want a much harder challenge, straighten your arms and your legs and roll that way. So let's do 10 rolls. 10 or 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then hug those knees back into your chest. So awesome. A little bit of rolling back and forth from side to side. And then go ahead and drop your feet. We are going to do those hollow body rocks again, but just we'll give ourselves a break. Arms come out in a T position. From here, we're just going to drop our knees from side to side. Take your time. So we're dropping and dropping. I'm not bringing my knees all the way to the ground, but they get pretty close. And if you can bring your knees to the ground and it doesn't bother you, great. Side to side. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then back into our hollow body position, whichever one you like the best. That feels like a good challenge, and 10 more hollow body rocks. So the hollow body rock is I've just found it to be sort of, it really builds the strength you need. When I don't do it, I notice. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then hug those knees into your chest. Bring your feet back down. From here, we're going to do another important core exercise. So lower your back down towards the ground so that you feel it, the small of your back sort of close or touching the ground. Then raise one foot and raise the other and try to keep your core, your lower back down. From here, we're going to drop one foot down and then the other. So here we're working some really important muscles in your transverse abdominis, which is the girdle of your core. It wraps all the way around your belly and it holds everything in place. It's sort of like the foundation of your core. Let's do 4 more on each side. Lower back down to the ground. 2. And 1 more. And then drop 1 foot and then the other. Rest. Okay. So from here, we are going to come into puppy dog. So coming onto your knees, your butt is off of your feet, your arms are stretched out in front of you. Keeping one hand down on the ground, we're going to raise one hand up towards the ceiling, twisting our body up, looking, and then bring it under, threading the needle. So you're threading under the arm. And we'll do that repeatedly about 8 times. So reaching up nice and big, then reaching through, and it's not fast. I want you to just stop in each spot, feel the stretch. See if you can take it a little further in the thread the needle. And I think I have 1 more. So we'll do 1 more. And then let's switch over to the other side. So getting back into your center position, then reaching up and through. About 8 of them. And as you reach through, see if you can reach a little further. I have 1 more. And then come back to puppy dog and press back to child's pose. Oof. Take your knees out wide and bring your forehead to the ground. We'll just sit here for a moment. Couple breaths. All right, and then we're going to come and lay down on your side. Knees bent. Let's see. So we're going to bring our top leg over and our bottom leg, bring your feet up, your foot up towards your hand. So your top hand grabs that foot. We're in a twisted position. The bottom arm, I'm just going to rest my arm on it. And we stretch here. So we're really stretching a little bit of our thoracic spine. In fact, take your head off of your arm. if it's on your arm, which I was. And let's try to lay down towards the shoulder of the arm that's holding your foot. Then press that arm, your hand into your foot into your hand. Oh. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. And then let's come over onto the other side. So top leg is laying across, bottom leg, you grab that foot if you can. And then see if you can lay back. So we get more of a twist if we can bring our shoulder, the shoulder of the arm that's holding your foot back towards the ground. All right, and then push your hand into your foot into your hand. And then release. Come onto your back, and we're going to grab one leg and interlace our finger back behind it. And then we're just going to switch to the other leg. So this is a little bit of a core exercise because we're switching, but we're also stretching the hamstring. So switching, pulling that leg back. And breathing. Let's do 3 more on each side. Last one. Okay. Then we're going to do a little bit more of our thoracic spine twisting. So we did that thread the needle, but now we're going to be on our hands and our knees. We're going to thread the needle in a diagonal. So reaching back and then through, just reaching up again. But we're reaching back at a corner at a diagonal instead of reaching straight across. We're just getting into a different angle in our back. And we're on our hands and our knees. It's a little bit less stretchy. So now reach forward in front of your hand and then back at an angle. So we kind of follow the same line. Forward at an angle and then back at an angle. Couple more. Last one. And then let's switch over to the other side. So again, reaching back first through as you thread the needle, and then forward, following that line of the diagonal. And then in front of our hand, and then back. And that feels really good. That's actually a great lat stretch. And one more. All right. Now we're going to come into pigeon. So bringing from our hands and our knees, bringing one foot across our mat and then settling down. You can stay up on your hand for a moment here, get kind of settled in your position, and then lower yourself down, and we'll hang out here for a few breaths. See, once you're there, as you start to feel comfortable in that spot, see if you can sink a little bit deeper. Nice long hold here. Okay. Then come back into your on all fours. Bring the other foot forward and across your mat. Let yourself kind of sink in and get ready to come down. And then we slowly lower ourselves down. A few breaths here. See if you can sink a little lower. And then press those hands into the ground, come back onto all fours. And let's press back to child's pose again. I don't know if when I started this, when we went back into our first child's pose, I definitely felt tight. And now I definitely feel a little bit better. So it's good. Sitting back. Couple breaths here. And then press onto all fours. Bring one foot forward. The leg is straight, and we'll just lean forward for a hamstring stretch. We'll do a couple of different hamstring things, and then we'll do our diaphragmatic breath. Go ahead and come forward so that you press forward into that knee now. And then come back and stretch back into the hamstring. Straightening that forward leg. Then bend the forward leg and lean forward. Let's do it one more time. Come back, stretch into the hamstring. Come forward. And then let's switch over to the other side, bringing the forward leg, the other leg forward, leaning in, getting a nice stretch in your hamstring. Then come forward, pressing forward through your hips, and then press back. And then forward again. And one more time, press back. And then forward. And then actually coming to a seated position. We're going to practice our diaphragmatic breaths in a seated position. So place your hands on your belly. Inhale and press into your hands, as uncomfortable as that might feel in a lot of different ways. And then exhale out. Think about it. You are strengthening your pelvic floor. Exhale. Strengthening your ability to breathe. Exhale. Feeling that belly expand. Contract. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And then wiggle your fingers and your toes. Thank you. I hope that your body feels a little more nimble and ready for whatever is happening today.